Teni's Tale, a Seed of Entitlement. Once upon a time, in a vibrant Nigerian town, lived a sweet-faced girl named Teni. From the moment she uttered her first cry, Teni was the apple of her mother, Mrs. Adebayo's, eye. Mrs. Adebayo, a devout Christian woman, believed in nurturing her children, but with Teni, her love knew no bounds. Every whim was catered to, every desire fulfilled, often before Teni even voiced it. Here's Teni as a little girl, surrounded by toys and her mother's doting gaze. Mrs. Adebayo was a woman of strong principles, and she ran her household with a firm hand, especially when it came to the other children. There were Bola and Chike, her adopted son and daughter, and a few younger cousins who lived with them. For these children, life was a carousel of chores, early mornings, and strict curfews. Yet for Teni, the rules seemed to melt away like butter in the sun. "Bola, sweep the compound properly," Mrs. Adebayo would instruct, her voice stern. "Cheek, fetch water from the well before the sun gets too hot." Meanwhile, Teni would be inside, enjoying a freshly prepared breakfast, her only task to decide which colorful dress to wear. As Teni grew, so did the chasm between her upbringing and that of her siblings. While Bola and Chiki learned the value of hard work, responsibility, and perseverance, Teni mastered the art of delegation. Her mother, blinded by affection, saw her daughter's lack of initiative as a sign of her delicate nature, rather than a budding sense of entitlement. "Teni, darling, don't strain yourself," Mrs. Adebayo would often say, sweeping a broom from Teni's hesitant grasp. "Let Bola handle that. Your hands are for finer things." The Bible teaches us in Proverbs 13:24, "Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them." While Mrs. Adebayo loved Teni dearly, her reluctance to set boundaries inadvertently sowed seeds of self-indulgence. Here's Teni as a teenager, expecting others to do her bidding. School was another arena where Teni's pampered upbringing became apparent. While her siblings burnt the midnight oil, poring over textbooks, Teni relied on her charm and her mother's reputation to smooth over any academic shortcomings. She was often late, her assignments sometimes incomplete, but Mrs. Adebayo would always be there, a fierce protector, ready to defend her precious daughter. "My Teni is a bright girl. She just needs a bit more time," she would assure teachers, oblivious to the eye rolls exchanged between the other students. The years rolled by, and Teni blossomed into a beautiful young woman. Her skin was flawless, her smile radiant, and her wardrobe enviable, thanks to her mother's constant generosity. Yet, beneath the surface, a sense of deep-seated entitlement had taken root. She expected life to serve her, just as her mother always had. Laziness, a subtle companion, had become a permanent resident in her character, though Teni remained blissfully unaware. She believed her inherent worth was enough to open any door, to attract any suitor. The thought of working hard, of striving for something, felt alien to her. Why exert herself when things had always simply appeared? Here's Teni as a young woman, admiring herself in the mirror, while her siblings diligently work. Now, Teni was 25 years old. Her siblings, Bola and Chiki, had carved out respectable lives for themselves through diligence and perseverance. Bola was a successful entrepreneur, running a thriving tailoring business, while Chiki was a respected teacher, shaping young minds. They had learnt the truth of Proverbs 14:23. "All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty." Teni, on the other hand, spent her days flitting between social gatherings, shopping trips, and endless hours gossiping with friends. She had no profession, no discernible skills, and no understanding of financial independence. Her mother still provided for her every need, shielding her from the harsh realities of life. Her primary focus now was to find a kind man to marry her. In her mind, this kind man would be wealthy, handsome, and most importantly, would continue the life of ease that her mother had so meticulously crafted for her. She dreamt of a fairy tale wedding and a life of blissful idleness, never once considering what she might bring to such a union, or the responsibilities that come with marriage. Here's Teni, at 25, still waiting for her knight in shining armor.